Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, quick as flash, the Malam Buhari regime has responded to Bishop Kukah'S call for a military coup to replace and bring to an end this brutal and oppressive Buhari regime. So no surprises, Lai Mohamed, of course, the responder, as guys I bring you this, instigating regime change outside the ballot box is not only unconstitutional but also an open call to anarchy. Lai Mohamed fires back at Bishop Kukah. So, of course, Lai Mohamed very quick to the cameras to voice an opinion on any and everything. And nobody is caught off guard, of course. That is very quick now to the camera to respond now to Bishop Kukah's positioning that the country has never had it this worse or this bad rather, and it needs rescuing now from the situation that it finds itself in. And the military, of course, often case are the rescuers in the sort of particular instances. So again, the headline, instigating regime change outside the ballot box is not only unconstitutional but also an open call to anarchy. Lai Mohamed fires back at Bishop Kukah. So now let's now see what Lai Mohamed, as they call him on the streets, has to say. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohamed has fired back at Bishop of Sokoto Catholic Diocese Matthew Kukah over his comments about President Buhari. Recall that the Catholic bishop who alleged that President Buhari is nepotistic also averred that there would have been a coup if a non-northern Muslim president tried a fraction of what Buhari did. He accused Buhari of institutionalizing northern hegemony by reducing others in public life to second-class status. Reacting to this, Mohammed insinuated that Kukah was instigating regime change outside the ballot box, which is not only unconstitutional but also an open call to anarchy. He added that whilst religious leaders have a responsibility to speak truth to power, such truth must not come wrapped in anger, hatred, disunity, and religious disharmony. The minister further stated that the challenges Nigeria may be going through at the moment can only be tackled when all leaders and indeed all Nigerians come together, not when some people arrogantly engage in name-calling and finger-pointing. So here is now the statement from Lai Mohamed in full. The federal government has urged religious leaders in the country to refrain from stoking the embers of hatred and disunity, warning that resorting to scathe art rhetorics at this time could trigger unintended consequences. It is particularly graceless and impious for any religious leader to use the period of Christmas, which is a season of peace, to stoke the embers of hatred, sectarian strife, and national disunity. Calling for a violent overthrow of a democratically elected government, no matter how disguised such a call is, and casting a particular religion as violent is not what any religious leader should engage in, and certainly not in a season of peace. Instigating regime change outside the ballot box is not only unconstitutional but also an open call to anarchy. Whilst some religious leaders, being human, may not be able to disguise their national leadership preference, they should refrain from stigmatizing the leader they have not supported anyway, using well-worn and disproved allegations of nepotism or whatever. So well-worn and disproved allegations of nepotism or whatever is what Lai Mohamed, no, I don't know what category Lai Mohamed falls under, but you never really know what category they fall under in Kwara State, but certainly we know what category the Nigerian state falls under, and the Nigerian state falls under the categories of northern and Muslim. There's absolutely no disputing this. This is unequivocal. This is a categorical thing. This is a factual knowledge. This is a common parlance, and this is what the generality of the Nigerian space and the Nigerian citizenry have accepted as the state of play as it stands now. Obasanjo has come out to say this. Fani Kayode has come out to say this. Femi Falana has come out to say this. The Northerners have, even some of the enlightened ones have come out to say this. The whole of the eastern region of Nigeria is already of that impression. They've always been of the impression that they're under Fulani dominion. So really, it's irrefutable that there's a Fulanization and an Islamization agenda going on with the Buhari regime, and it is being escalated so that it can be perfected before 2023, because 2023 will be a seminal point, because come 2023, if the gods and if God really, not the gods, but if God is favorable to Nigeria to then bring an enlightened person to replace this Buhari nightmare that the country is suffering at the moment, then that person will quickly reverse all of the atrocities of the Buhari regime. So they need somebody to come in to continue the master plan of this Fulanization and Islamization, and they are already putting all the structures in place, as I said in a previous video, actually the one just before this one, so go watch that one as well. What they are doing is, one, they have put their people at the head of every institution in Nigeria, and then those people that have been put at the head of every institution in Nigeria are Fulanizing the institutions of Nigeria in such a way that it will almost virtually be irreversible. We'll take the DSS as an instance. I cited this example in a video that came before this, but I am citing this in this video if you have not seen that. If you take the DSS as an instance, with the DSS, they had like a recent recruitment, and 80 to 85% of the people that were recruited by the DSS, and this was widely publicized, by the way, so don't take my word for anything, just type into Google for 30 seconds and all of the information will be there on your screen. A good 80 to 85% of the people that were being recruited into the DSS were Hausa Fulanis. So of course these Hausa Fulanis, northern Muslims of course are Hausa Fulani, they only come from one place. So now these people now, they are being recruited into the DSS to replace then other nationalities within that superstructure. So even when there's a change in government, the DSS has been so Fulanized that it will be very difficult to reverse it. You can't just sack everybody and replace them within a more balanced team. So this, of course, now is exactly what we mean when we say Fulanization. This is Fulanization now, when 80 to 85% of the people being recruited into a national institution comes from one particular tribe and religion. That is Fulanization right there. The shutting of the borders in the southern region and the opening then of the borders in the northern region is another example of Fulanization. Because if you go to the streets of any major city in the southern regions, especially in the southeast, you will just see a stream of northern youths on the streets of those cities. Go to Onitsha, go to Owerri, go to anywhere, you see a stream of very young northerners on the streets of those cities. So if you then approach, and I've seen a girl do this in a video once, if you then approach these northerners to engage, you will very quickly discover that these people, they don't really speak English in any form, but if you say parlez-vous français, immediately their eyes would light up and they'll start to engage. So Fulanis from Niger Republic, of course, which is a French-speaking country, have been streamed into the southern regions of the country, that is Nigeria, to change the demography of the space. So they are very young and they are coming in numbers to relocate and situate within that space. And this, of course, is part of the Ruga agenda, by the way. So they've abandoned the name Ruga, but the program, of course, we're still seeing it play out on the streets of the southern region. We saw truckloads of them coming to Lagos the last time, and they were detained by the operatives in Lagos. About 3 truck full of northerners. They claimed they are from Nasarawa or something, but again, none of them spoke English, but they were all French speaking. So this is the Fulanization agenda at play here. It is irrefutable, it is indisputable, it is now virtually unstoppable. But now, what is the way out for the southern region? This is really where the question is. Come give answers to those questions in the comment section. But before you come give your answers, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like or sub because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, come join me then in the comment section. Fulanization is what we're talking about. It is unstoppable is what I am saying. What says you? So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.